Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Air Scout Lee's video blog. I want to give you guys a quick update. After looking over the data, the story was 2 days ago, 3 days ago, so calculating everything in the new calculations, you guys got till approximately November 15th to prep, because if we run out of diesel, we're really going to be in trouble. Yeah. That means no trains. Now, let me correct the. Let me correct everyone, okay? Without trains, without trucks, without anything, nothing moves. Not to mention, we just got some intel that the Mississippi River is so low that they're transporting less barges, which means you got a barge problem because the drought. You have trains might go on strikes before we run out of diesel. Highly unlikely, but it's a possibility. You have a backup plan of all the trucks to move the freight if the trains go on strike. Train workers go on strike. So, not enough diesel, which could lead into panic buying for groceries. Could lead that no diesel means it means that you can't ride buses. No Greyhound, no public transportation, no Amtrak, no airplanes. The entire country would go to a grinding halt, which would mean higher inflation, higher higher pricing, higher shipping. Not to mention, not enough trucks to move mail. Not to mention, they'd be rationing diesel for the citizens to make sure that the Public Works Department would have their diesel for road construction. Mind you, diesel is also used in generators. Diesel is used in construction equipment, excavators, track hoes, backhoes, farm equipment, tractors. It's used in ferries. It's used in ships. It's used in yachts. They'd cut the personal yachters out, except for the wealthy, of course. They always find a way to move their boats around. But the average person with a boat would be stuck in the port. The average farmer, he won't be moving his tractor. Pickup trucks wouldn't be used. Your truck would be parked. They would be diverting it for the military. They will be diverting it for the Air Force, Coast Guard, or the Air Force, possibly the Coast Guard, and the helicopters running, the Marines, the Navy, the Army. Not to mention, the states would start diverting and rationing diesel for their usage, not just their salt trucks. Well, they'd be rationing it for salt trucks. They'd be rationing it for fire trucks. They will be rationing it for ambulances. They will ration it for everyone but the citizens. Hell, I bet you they would ration it and start doing alternative times with less rides on public transportation. Say, for example, my cousin used to work driving a little bus around, picking up old people and taking them to their appointments and stuff. They'd ration that. They'd ration the diesel for a lot of things. Now, if the trains are running electric, you're fine. But if your bus is diesel electric, they'd have to cut the routes down to run on electric. Is this going to happen? More likely it is. So recalibrating. Currently we have probably about 22 days left. So give or take, that's 1 week after election. So about November 15th. So you better keep prepping, get your supplies in, because once diesel runs out, that could cause an economic collapse. That can cause not just a recession, but that can cause a depression. That can also collapse the United States monetary system due to the fact that there is not nearly enough diesel to move things. If we have problems on the Mississippi River and we can't move stuff, then we have more problems with uh, that. And if the train engineers and everything go on strike, then that's a problem too. Because think about it. Then they want to divert everything as a backup to moving everything by truck. Which means trains can move more freight and less cost of diesel. But trucks use more in diesel. A fully loaded truck might get, what, 300, 400 miles maybe, if give or take, before they got to fill up their tanks. Give or take if they're dual tanks. Think about it. Think about it. The American people don't realize that without diesel, they're going to start rationing diesel. They're going to give the diesel to the people that need it more. My cousin Corey and Dinky, they're not going to be getting diesel. They're going to be basically stuck. This has been going on for 2 years. Reason airlines were delayed and canceling trips because there was not enough jet fuel. I mean, literally, think about it this way. If the country goes into panic mode and there's no diesel, there could be, hypothetically, possibly, martial law. Think about it. No diesel equals martial law. Not to mention, but not limited to, banking collapse. Banking collapse. Yeah, so anything, you need to worry, and you need to worry fast, because frankly, it ain't going to work. This dog don't hunt, and without it, mass transit, Greyhound, Amtrak, public transportation, not moving. They'll find a way to keep the state ferries going by limiting the trips to conserve on diesel and put rationing on diesels, but the state, whatever you call it, the state public works department, yeah, they're going to literally be rationing the diesel to the fire departments, to the ambulances or EMS. They're not going to be rationing it, but for that purpose, they will give it to the needy, while everyone else won't see diesel. So if I were you, I would prep like you do, prep like your life depends on it. Grab extra groceries, extra water, prepare. A lot of the diesel, there's the diesel reserve in the Midwest or the eastern part of the seaboard, New England. They could not cover natural gas, so they switched to diesel heating, paying more because in the last 2 years, apparently, they had to switch because there was not nearly enough natural gas to go around. So there could be rolling brownouts this year, blackouts. And because not enough natural gas coming in. What happened? Well, the Biden administration, one, sold our diesel reserves to Europe. Now we're hurting. 23 days left, or so 22 to 23 days left. Let's just say 22. You say, oh, okay. They sold our natural gas to Europe. Because natural gas is hard because of the, war in Ukraine and everything else. So, we did that. We're suffering. So, what's the outcome? We'll be out of diesel, more likely. They'll ration food, more likely. They will ration whatever they can to give it to the infrastructure to move our goods. Barges, they're not being filled fully enough down the Mississippi because they got to make sure the barges don't hit the bottom. Think about it. So, that happens, it could cause a depression, recession, banking collapse, or rationing of fuel and rationing of food. We could be seeing the 1973 or 1979 fuel shortage crisis again. Think about it. If I were you, before you run out, I'd grab several 5-gallon cans, fill them up. Keep your diesel filled at all times. Because we're not out of the woods yet. Oh, and Biden pumped 15 million barrels of strategic oil per day. Doesn't mean it's going for diesel. It's mostly going for gasoline. To show that he cares for the people driving gas, not diesel. Apparently there's not enough diesel cars and trucks, pickup trucks on the road that he cares. Secondly, on top of this, President Biden decided to try to make a deal with Venezuela for their oil. I don't know what's going to happen, but we got 22 days. You got till November 15th. Prep, restock, check your supplies, recheck your supplies, get everything in order, because that doesn't affect food. You can say, oh, well, what does it affect? It affects everything. They say Thanksgiving will be the most expensive meal of the year, Christmas. Now you wonder why. Well, what about other issues? For example, what other problems do we have on the world? Well, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, dish soap, shaving cream, razor blades, they all got to go by truck. Mail service will be delayed. FedEx and UPS won't be delivering your packages. This will cripple Amazon, cripple Target, cripple every online store in America. Some of them will be updating their websites with can't ship due to supply diesel. They can also add diesel surcharges. You want a package from Amazon? They could say, oh, this package is going to cost $42 additional in surcharge for shipping. Yeah. FedEx and UPS might not even have enough diesel to drive around to your local towns to drop off packages. Think about it. 23 days, maybe 22. That makes you think. That tells you what you need to know. They can ration your food. They can ration your soap. They can ration your shaving cream. They can ration your razor blades. They can ration everything that you need. Dog food, pet food. They can ration everything before going into martial law. A lot of people are going to be upset. They could even ration your toilet paper, your paper towels, everything you use for everyday things except for your clothes. Hell, they could even ration your laundry soap. You got to ask yourself, oh, did I mention without diesel, food banks can't be restocked either? Hospitals wouldn't be getting their medical supplies they need. Fire trucks and ambulances would be only being called out for real emergencies. So I keep telling you, prep. Make sure you have a book. Make sure you're up to date on what to do for medical emergencies. Because I think this will cause the government to do the Great Reset. Wiping out the $31 trillion in debt. Because without anything moving and without people buying anything, the entire thing collapses. Making sure they can open the post offices and sell money orders, but the mail is going to be slow as the Pony Express back then in the late 1700s or 1800s when mail was started. It'll be slow as molasses. And then what? We can't go back to horse and buggy day. We just have to endure being a third world country. Think about it. We've been the country of milk and honey for so long, but we started giving it to freeloaders, hobos, immigrants, illegals. Immigrants that come here, oh yeah, get your citizenship. We've given too many handouts. And this is what happens. Think of it this way. All you Gen Alphas or Gen Zers. I'm a Gen Xer. Think of it this way. You Gen Zers glued to your frickin' phone thinking the government owes you everything. Without medical supplies, nothing gets done. Without medical supplies, nothing gets done. What if your phone dies? You gonna run down to the AT&T store and say, I need a phone? What if can't find a replacement? Because all these people bought replacement phones. And there's a sign on the door at the T-Mobile store. We're sorry. Or AT&T or Cricket or whatever store. No stock. Then you Gen Zers will be out of phone. What if you people sit there and your computer goes, but you can't get a replacement because there's no shipping, no trucks delivering, no trains? What are you going to do then, huh? Think about it. This just doesn't affect me. This affects all of you. And I want you to be prepped for the worst. Prep for the worst and hope for the best. Prep just in case. This isn't just about natural disasters. This could cause a global banking collapse if they can't move their wares and no one can buy anything. That means the government can move in and set the stage, possibly, for communism. No one's working. They're all at home, living off the government's food stamps. Oh, wait, they get the food stamps, they accumulate the food stamps, but they can't use it. So then they complain. Amazon can't ship things, Target can't ship things, Walmart can't ship things. We're all in this together, people. So please, keep prepping. If this doesn't get fixed, which I don't think they can do it in 23 days. And by the way, one other question for you for tonight. On this happy Sunday. Out of all the things in the world, why isn't the media, except for Bloomberg and a few other websites talking about this? I'll tell you why. They don't want to cause panic. Well, think about it. Why aren't the mainstream media talking about fuel shortages? Because they can't. They won't right before an election. Each side's playing games, trying to win both House and Senate. We'll see what happens. But honestly, I don't think the government can pull this miracle out of their magician's hat and pull out a rabbit in 22 days. So, think about it. We're in a lot more trouble than we think we are. They had 2 years to fix this problem. They didn't do it. So, I want you to prep like your life depends on it. And just keep on prepping. And I will keep you updated. I want you guys to get these videos out to people. Bloomberg said this. No one's else covering it. Not Fox, not CNN, not MSNBC, not CBS, PBS, ABC, NBC. No one. Just Bloomberg News. The demand for diesel is high. The supply for diesel is low. Think about it. 23 days. Clock's ticking. This might be the big fireworks show we've been looking at. Not Civil War, not World War III, but seeing the entire country collapse because we, as his people, rely on foreign oil and foreign junk. Think about it. I want you to think about this too while I think about all the supplies we bring in from China or Vietnam or another country. We could make it here, but no, corporates don't want that. And guess who's making all the money on the diesel? The refineries. They're making a killing off these people. Diesel pickup trucks, farming equipment, construction equipment, shipping trucks, FedEx, UPS, etc. They're making a killing. But they didn't think about refining more diesel. Now it comes out. You know what's going to happen? I want you guys to share this video with all your friends. Hit the like button. Thumbs up. Get this out there. Because this is badder than I think. And if martial law happens nationwide, we had time to prep for it. That's all I'm going to say. Will it come to that? I don't know. Can the government pull a rabbit out of the hat in 22 days? No. They diverted 2 cargo ships to New York. New York got 1 million barrels of oil. 1 million barrels. 1,042 gallon barrels of diesel. Think about it. New York. Unless they distribute it in trucks and deliver it down the seaboard, it's going to stay in New York. Think about it. New York gets the diesel. My cousin Dinky and her husband might get $8 a gallon diesel in Texas. Think about it. We're living in dark times. As Dinky, my cousin, would say, enjoy the ride. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion. Hit the like, subscribe button. Sold some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification bell. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. And prep like your life depends on it. Harry Sky. Out.